Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good afternoon today. And welcome to the NIQ OCE show match. We're so excited to be bringing you the show match between our two resident OCE teams. But today's match isn't going to be a typical match like any other. It's going to be a best of three, or just three matches in general. And there's going to be a bit of a twist. So between our two OCE teams, there's a bit of a skill gap. So the Vacuums, one of our teams, is a bit more on the lower rated side, and the Interfectors on the higher rated side. And basically, the way this is going to work is we're going to have three maps. The maps have already been chosen. The first one's going to be split, and the Vacuums will have a bit of a weapons advantage in the things that they're able to use, but in general, the agent composition should all follow a similar rule. For split, we're going to be running 10 controllers with shotguns only. Okay, so I believe Interfactors will be defending first on split, and they should have a certain quirk. They should only be able to use Bucky's judges, or no, Bucky's and Shorty's, while Vacuums will be able to use the Bucky and the judge if they wish. This is definitely going to be a bit interesting. I mean, split is definitely a close quarters map. So when it comes down to these close quarter engagements, we only think about SMGs, maybe the Phantom coming into play, but shotguns only on a map with 10 controllers is going to be an absolute maze for these teams to navigate. And so it looks like now we're going to get ready. All right, so we've got just a few agents showing up, and now Vacuums already a bit more decisive in the way they want to do things. Given that there's only four players right now on each team, it's going to be a bit limited. But even still, I'm excited to see how these different controllers are going to shape the map. Just because, you're probably going to need at least one or two controllers for the utility advantage. But then the others, obviously, they're all smokers, so they all have something going for them. And looks like Vacuums have all locked in. We've got a Brimstone, a Harbor, an Astra, and an Omen. So Astra and Omen are common picks, obviously. But then Brimstone and Harbor? I mean, you might see a Brimstone every now and then in comp, but then a Harbor is kind of unheard of on this map. And we've got Interfactors. Alright, now Interfactors getting ready to defend with two walls on a map where you might benefit from having just a Viper, but again, Harbor's a bit new, a bit odd to pick on this map. So we'll have to see how that's going to affect their sort of shotgun meta. Alright, looks like the match is going to start just shortly. We've got a lot of presence from the Vacuums coming in on the side now. Looks Kale just going to move over with the grab step. The rest of the team trying to go through this tiny turn point onto A.
Spike planted.
They get the first blood on Dusty. Marshmal just kind of looking to close the gap a bit, and now Interfector's slowly closing in on the site, but it's going to be an absolute brawl. Bucky's in hand.
One enemy remaining.
Straight to flying out for vacuums though, and Toxic kill with 2. I mean, what an explosive first round. I think that's going to present an interesting dynamic for the rest of the game, actually. When you consider that all players have to use some form of shotguns, I mean, retaking is going to be an absolute nightmare because you have to run into those shotguns. And so, defender, you might just have to go for the hard reads here. Going to be a bit of a brawl going out here with Artemis setting out. Reckoning. Toxic is just going to go right through with the Shrouded Step, waiting. Shots ring out. Artemis takes a bit of chip damage.
I suggest
more. Counter Reckoning just to kill the site. But then Toxic Kill spawns in the back of the site. 2 players unaware. Here, Bucky versus Judge battle. Oh, with a bit of a misplay with the ult though. Still just running through with the Judge. Weapon advantage definitely making a statement here.
Spike planted.
I'm not quite sure this helps. I'm not quite sure this helps Interfectors though. It covers hardly any of the site. Marshmal is gonna melt him down.
One enemy remaining. Last player
finds one.
standing.
Tentacle gets a trade. Now put Marshmallow on 3 HP against a shotgun, but doesn't get the timing. Tentacle saves the round.
My ult's not ready.
That's what you love to see when you see all shotguns coming into play here. Just an absolute slugfest, or rather, I should say, buckshot fest. Now it seems like Interfectors don't really have a strong solution for this. Vacuums is just kind of running it down with their Judge advantage. But then the Bucky can still be powerful. It has a slight range advantage, so
launching smoke.
These earlier duels should be theirs. Legionator, sorry. Just gets caught out by the paranoia.
Flooding them.
Now Cascade kind of misses its mark. Slowly trying to gain more space. Oh, with his code. Survival here. But Marshmallow comes to trade. Stuck in the corner. Now Peralta's a bit vulnerable. Could be a bit dangerous against the Bucky.
Last player standing.
Oh, just gets destroyed by the Judge. And it looks like Vacuums are just gonna run. Turn tail. Artemis is all by his lonesome, just kind of slowly creeping around. But honestly, if you got a shotgun, you might as well just start running it down.
Water rising.
See the high tide come up, but actually, considering the fact that high tide slows your movement, this might not be ideal. Oh, they suck. Just slowing things down even more. The double Judge setup is a bit too much. Vacuums take another round. I'm still wondering if splitting up is the play here. I mean, Interfectors, they've been trying to have a bit more control over both sides, trying not to put all their eggs in one basket. But against just a complete shotgun rundown like this, it might be better to just go for a hard read and hope for the best. Risk giving the enemy a lot of space with shotguns, right? Pretty cool. Just spraying through the smoke with a Judge. And that weapon advantage is no joke, but Legionator somehow finds Gumball with the Molly from the grave.
Spike planted. My ult. Molly.
Now, Technical kind of checking the molly out. Kind of interesting. Toxikill manages to hear Peralta.
Last player standing.
Toxikill. Just waiting for his teammate to eat. And Technical takes a bit long to do that, but. Okay, apologies for that. We're just sorting out a bit of a technical issue there. But as I was saying, yeah, I mean, Interfectors are kind of having a strategy problem against shotguns. Um, maybe staying together is probably the best idea to just be able to trade each other. If one trade doesn't go in your favor, then it's just going to be an even more of a snowball. Now, Paranoia comes out here. Doesn't manage to catch anything. Artemis with the Shorty. Finds one. And there are so many Shorties on the ground. Okay, Burnt Marshmallow just kind of taking some pot shots through the wall. Interfactors aren't looking too healthy, though. Artemis is a bit low. Cascade comes out just to get some space. Burnt Marshmallow. And Edgenator just kind of going through, and Toxikill finds one with the Bucky. Oh, and Gumball with a nice 2-tap to finish the round. It's interesting, the one time that the rush now doesn't quite work is when they're split up and they're able to get these individual fights. The Interfactors are still choosing to play the game the same way as if they had rifles and 5 players. I think players on the A side are going to get a rude awakening. Peralta ready, and Gumball was not. I mean, come on, this is 10 control or 8 controllers rather, sorry. And shotguns only. You gotta expect somebody to be hiding in the smoke there. Toxikill, shrouded step up into heaven. Trying to close in on Peralta here. But he manages to get away with his life. Peralta just kind of bobbing and weaving through the smokes. Kill is very weak. Even a shorty shot at this range would probably kill. Oh, and Kill coming around with the shorty and the 4K. I mean, that's technically an ace, isn't it? Pretty crazy work coming out from the Omen here. That round did come down quite close, but we'll see how Interfactors have to adapt. Here's oh, bit of a cheeky Odin. Smokes rip out. Kill does his trademark play, but then Edgenator misses, somehow manages to reload and find Kill. This cove just kind of preventing any shots from ringing through. Tenny cool. Finds Artemis, but Edgenator on his lonesome. Has to find 3 players with the shorty. Oh no, and death by 1,000 pellets. Tenny cool. Manages to find Edgenator though. Actually, appears Interfactors are going for a hard read. All 4 players stacked up on the A site. And this is what I was saying earlier. Maybe this is the play. Kill kind of lurking out here. Oh, bit of a fence adventure here. Now, Spike will be planted on the A side, but planting open with shotguns, I'm not quite sure that that does anything at that range. Now 3 apiece on each side. Kill though coming in with the lurk. Oh, just barely manages to miss everybody outside of the smoke with the shorty though. Manages to get a knife. But vulnerable. And it's just a fall. 2v2. The molly does come out. Orbital strike ready, but it won't even matter. Gumball finds 2 with the shorty. It's quite comical though how vacuums are more comfortable buying shorties and attacking than using the Bucky. Now we're gonna start seeing a group up outside
Smoke's down.
A. And Dusty has just been doing this whole solo mid thing for a while, but it looks like he'll just come back and try to use his teammates. Oh, but Peralta finds Gumball, Penny Cole, and a brutal
Last player standing.
I guess shotgun fight. How else can I
Spike
say
down
it?
A.
Oh, but Dusty finds Peralta. Oh, it doesn't quite have the crosshair placement of Dusty.
Never count out
Now
the
Interfactors
underdog.
take their first round. Normally people would say Split is a very defensive map, but with 4 players, I think inherently that gets challenged. These shotguns should be able to help a
You
little
want
bit.
to fight it?
Now full rush down coming out to A. Cosmic Divide out as well. Kill.
Shadows traveling.
Considering where to put his smokes. and they decide to just do the caterpillar smokes up ramp. Shells traded there. Artemis trying to catch his counterpart. And Burt Marshmallow and Peralta closing in on Tenny Cool.
Spike down A.
Spike is down in a very precarious situation, but Gumball manages to find one in elbow.
Blinding.
Peralta now in the same situation as his teammates, but Interfactors managed to take the round again. Coming around each other like that, just finding the timings, I suppose, is what Interfactors needed. The Cosmic Divide and might have actually hurt the vacuums there. Too many smokes also makes it difficult for you to see, so the whole caterpillar strat, maybe not ideal. I have to see now. Engineer does put Incendiary down. Barely misses. Toxic kill. Just looking to put a few more smokes up.
Spike planted.
We'll see how long these sky smokes last. Oh, and Artem is not quite able to find the kill. Gumball there. Gumball's gonna go chasing him down. Maybe a bit of a mistake.
Shadows traveling.
As the situation becomes a little bit easier. Oh, but Toxic Kill is holding the corner.
Enemy remaining.
The Bucky advantage is a bit too overwhelming.
Last round before the switch.
We'll have to see though if Interfactors can
Place some stars in the
take
astral
this
plane.
last round, maybe turn this into a 9-3. Hopefully use the advantages that some of the vacuums have been able to reap so far. Seems like the 3 or 4 man rushdown is working. Now looking a bit more of a spread, a bit more of a default. Default with shotguns, no less. But look at Dusty, no respect at all, rushing straight into B Heaven. Two of his teammates stuck in a standstill. But Artemis
Spike down.
finds one,
B.
doesn't get traded. Gumball is vulnerable, but manages to retreat in time. Toxic Hail. Looking maybe find a pick, but at that range? Oh? That could have been a right click, but I'm not sure. That was a really long range to kill someone with the Bucky. Oh, but Gumball not aware. Peralta. Oh, a lot of chip damage, but the Shorty range is very deadly. Or should I say not deadly? Gumball will be able to plant down, but this is comfortable health against Shorties. Don't have to matter too much as Peralta is just starting to move in. Gumball needs to be prepared though.
Player standing.
Engineer kind of panicking there.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, but manages to make it into a 1v1. Oh, but doesn't see Toxic Hill wrapping around elbow. And the 9-3 curse is
Switching
avoided.
sides.
Interfactors may be looking to find some hope in that though. You know, it's better than a 9-3, right? Who needs that extra point? It's not like losing the, well, I guess actually I'm thinking about this still in like regular Valorant terms where I'm thinking it's like a pistol round, but it's not a pistol round. It's just shotguns. We'll have to see here now. Interfactors looking to group up mid.
Shadows traveling.
It's the harbor. Cascade manages to come out, isolates Dusty a little bit. Dusty's gonna come swinging out into 4 Buckies. That's to Tentacle and Toxic to hold down B Heaven. Tenny
Spike
finds
down,
one.
B.
Peralta manages to grab the spike. Not quite used to aiming with the Bucky. Toxic kind of doing nothing.
Last player standing.
All up to Originator, and he's too low. Tentacle just swings out. I have to admire the confidence from Toxic there to just trust his teammates to do all the work for him while he sits in the corner and relaxes a bit. To be fair, he is leading the team at 15 kills, so he can afford a few moments of relaxation, you know? Okay, Interfectors. Peralta was holding on Odin a second there. I was a bit worried. He might have gotten a bit too tilted. Gumball's just gonna have to run for his life against the stim beacon here. Originator pushing into sight, but not going too deep. Oh, now Peralta just stuffs the Bucky into Tenny's face. As he hides in his teammate's own smoke there. Dark cover comes out, but Gumball ready for the swing out. The trades come flying in. It's a 2v1 now. Now Toxic kill. Not able to hit his shots. The right click. Oh, that. You know, the Bucky just isn't what he used to be with that right click. He used to be a sniper with that right click. But not anymore. Only does about. I think he shoots 5 pellets now. And those pellets do very little damage. You'd have to get all 5 to the head at a certain range, so. Yeah, not the best option. Interfector is now faced. With 3 people coming out of A. Toxic doesn't even find the one. With a shotgun. 0 respect given.
One enemy.
And the knight comes out. Also re-lurking. Trying to salvage this round. Needs to stand his ground, but Toxic Hail comes out. And it's just a bit too much.
Match point.
Now it's match point for the vacuums. 3-12. Interfactors are facing down 9 rounds in a row, attacking on split with shotguns. If I had to guess, especially with this current map positioning right now, it's going to be an absolute brawl. Probably going to guess. Vacuums? Oh, I was gonna say the vacuums, but now Sentinel left all on his lonesome. And it just comes swinging out. Alright. 8 rounds now. Personally, I will say it's not completely unwinnable. I've seen farther comebacks before. And I believe, as Toxic Hill would like to say, if Fnatic can come back from a 3-11, you know, Interfactors can come back from a 4-12, you know?
Shadows traveling.
Toxic Hill will send the Paranoia out, going for a hero play, but just gets overwhelmed. And Dusty always managing to find the best timing here. No Sentinel is, or no Info Sentinel is definitely making it a bit easier for him. But the vacuums really struggling on this defense. Bucky flying out. Shells traded. Tentacle finds one, manages to make it a 2v1.
Enemy remaining.
Now Gumball.
My ult's ready.
Facing Artemis. They're both low, but this is shotgun range. just needs to play this a little bit carefully. Turning the corner and finds Gumball. 7 rounds left to go on the side of Interfactors. They're starting to find their groove, but I think the Vacuums just need to figure out their defensive game plan. It's the same thing that happened to Interfactor. It's just spreading out doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Right there. Right there.
Now we'll have to see Interfactors try to send a high tide ripping through. Numbers have been.
I suggest you move.
But Edgenator kind of makes a blunder there. Gumball very low, however. You can see Toxico just trying to rush over to his teammates as fast as possible.
Blocking fire.
All of this in shotgun territory. Tentacool finds one, just running through. And Marshmallow flustered. Peralta now all alone. Toxic AO. In a game. Wits. A battle of wits. And Peralta, no! Gets an orbital strike. As Vacuums take the first map, 13-5. Well, that was definitely one of the games of Valorant of all time. I think Vacuums just had a bit of an overwhelming attack, though. They started off with judges, so it was a bit challenging to hold against that. But honestly, that was a very fun game to watch. Okay, so the way that this next match is going to happen is it's not actually going to be shotguns the whole way through. Like I said, there's going to be a few weapon quirks. And so I believe this next match is going to be it's going to be 10 flashing agents on Breeze. And the Vacuums will have access to the Operator, while the Interfactors will have access to the Marshal. So that's going to be interesting to see. This game, though, I think it really highlights a lot of the fundamentals of Valorant, ironically, in that when, Split can be considered a sort of defensive map in general, but then when it's down to 4 defenders, the map becomes really difficult to defend. There's a lot of holes, a lot of gaps, and it just overall becomes a game of clumping together and trying to force a fight where you can. And I think a lot of teams are starting to just now realize that, where defense is a numbers game rather than just having, a more traditional weapon advantage like other games. But besides that, I think both teams are still going to have 4 players left on each side. Players aren't quite ready for the 5v5 just yet, so we'll be back in a few minutes after a short break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the NIQ OCE show match. We hope you're having a great time in that first match versus Vacuums and the Interfactors. And so, like I said before, not all the maps are going to be just shotgun-only rushdowns. We're going to have a bit of a different quirk for each map. And so for this map, Breeze, Vacuums are actually going to play with the off. And the Interfactors are going to have the Marshal, and they're going to go on the attack. But the catch is, on a map like Breeze, well, you can't have a map like Breeze without being able to flash all the angles you're going to go into. So all players need to have a hard flash. So that's characters like Breach, Yoru, and Sky, stuff like that. But no Omens, no Reynas, and I believe technically still Sky still counts because her primary ability is a flash. But it's going to be really interesting to see this because despite the fact that the Vacuums do have operators, they don't have agents like Jet or Chamber or even Reyna to be able to just escape from those angles really, really quickly. And so despite having a pretty decisive weapon advantage, the Marshal can still compete against players who aren't going to be able to capitalize on that high-risk, high-reward scenario. But that's it. That's going to be it for the map explanation. Let's get into the agent select right now. Okay. Actually, I believe we have another player joining or something. So instead of being a 4v4, it'll actually be a 5v5. Just have to wait for, I believe it's the Interfactors. Oh no, they're all ready now. So it's going to be a 5v5 on Breeze. All right, we'll have to see what kind of agents are selected, sorry. Surprisingly, there are a lot of agents that have hard sort of flashes. I guess hard flash isn't the right way to describe it. That kind of doesn't describe it very well, but CS style flashes where you're just fully blind instead of maybe being nearsighted. And we are gonna see Combo pulling out the Yoru. That's actually his signature agent. So he's got a bit of an advantage coming into this, but I'm not too sure about his op. And despite the fact that I said there's a lot of flashing agents, it kind of looks like a mirror match. Yeah, all the agents are the same. We got Phoenix, KO, Sky, Breach, and Yoru. It's going to be a bit interesting watching this, though, because Interfectors, I mean, if I had to be attacking with a sniper rifle, it probably would be the Marshal. Just because Peeker's advantage is still kind of a thing. It's very difficult to react. But then I'm not quite sure how that principle holds up against something like an operator where holding is your advantage. But if you're not able to hit those shots with the operator, it's going to be very difficult to recover, especially with agents that don't have the best escape abilities. Yoru could be a bit of a problem because he can teleport, but being stuck in a bad position, the Marshal can still shoot follow-up shots very quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised if either Gumball or Ryan here get caught out very often for missing a shot. But we'll just have to see because, well, I wish good luck to the observers because getting flashed is not wonderful. um, now I think the match is going to be loading up in a little bit. Just waiting for some of the players. All right, now a traditional 5 versus 5. And so there won't be any, I suppose, meta quirks because you don't have to rely so much on the fact that one of your players isn't there. But even still, Snipers Only is going to be very interesting to watch. We'll see. As Interfector's going for full A hit. Another thing to consider is that flashes are probably the perfect counter against an operator. So even though operators are very powerful, it's gonna be a bit difficult. Oh, but not for Gumball. He rips Artemis's head off. Great decision there. Slowly has to creep off, and now shots ringing out. Burt Marshmallow finds 2. Another round coming to a slow. Dusty somehow has managed to flank again on Breeze. We saw a lot of that on Split, but now just absolutely going at it. But whiffing all of these shots. Flash. Edgenator flash out. Toxic finds 1.
Last player
The time
standing.
is ticking down.
Why did I sign up for this shit?
And they won't have it. Interfactors take this round.
Is that the best you've got?
Peralta pulling it down.
Gun here.
You know, Breeze is one of those maps where I feel like everybody dreads going up against a good operator, especially on attack. But when everybody has a flash, I suppose that does make opping a lot of the common angles very difficult.
Here.
Unless you're holding super tight angles, but that's very difficult even for the most skilled of players. Toxic Kill will send out a flash. Doesn't catch anything, but I'm sure he knows that people are right on him. As another flash rings out, Toxic Kill swings, gets a kill. Misses the second, pulls out the classic, and is just fighting for his life. Dusty staring off into nothing. Ryan teleports right behind him. Marshal headshot already. Dusty is lost.
Last player standing.
Gumball is just running for his life. Oh, that actually, if that was a wall bangable spot, that operator might have killed him right there. Oh no, go home, please! Oh, and he just gets sniped by Artemis.
Twitchy here. Let's go.
And that weapon advantage might not be
Gun here.
might not matter as much as we thought. The operator is still a difficult weapon to use in comparison to some of the shotguns earlier on. So if you miss your shot, it's not gonna go well for you.
Careful now.
Okay, Gumball manages to find the first pick there. Now, Awesome Carrot kind of hiding. Holding down two. The rest of the team. The rest of the team sort of moves up, taking space. Look at Artemis's position here. Oh, isn't aware. And now Peralta, please hit this shot.
Spike down, B.
Okay, manages to get the Marshal kill. Dodge flash, very nice. Dog comes out. It is one shot with the Marshal. Holding it down. Doesn't check the right though, please. Second shot scale's just. Oh, that was crispy. I didn't even see that register. Pretty good shot from Peralta. Oh, another great shot, but Tanicool gets the trade. Actually, would like to see a lot more of that from Peralta. That was nice marshalling right there. Now, if the vacuums are able to get their first. Ooh, a lot of operators on the ground there. The vacuums are able to get their first win, but I think Interfectors are feeling a bit pumped right now. If the first 2 rounds have sort of the momentum
I've got
that
your
they want.
trail.
Artemis just gonna charge straight up. Knows where one of the players is. Tanicool getting surrounded. Oh, no scope. Almost manages to hit Edgenator there. Gumball finds one through the cracks. Now one shot, however. A toxic kill, forced to wait for the rest of his team. Gumball tries to crawl up, maybe trying to find another pick. This could be what he needs. Toxic kill. Gets stunned out, not able to use the right click. Most powerful feature of the operator. And alright. Let's see it. A knife kill.
Cutting through.
You see, the most dangerous thing in this situation is not actually the operator. It is a random knife to the back. After Yuri TP behind you. I suppose we're a bit on the inverse side of the first map, though. Without any changes to Breeze, I believe most people technically consider this to be a bit more of an attack-sided map, just because it is so difficult to defend with. Well, I mean, not for Toxic, but it is a bit more difficult to defend because it's just a big map, right? And any gaps you leave are going to be punished extensively. Gumball knows where Artemis
Spike
was.
planted.
The runner back is gonna run out. One back. Toxic kill. Shoots Edgenator through the wall. Lotus just gonna try to move up. Please don't shoot that clone. That is such a fake. Now the first many kills. Edgenator. It is a 5v3 retake, but then again, vacuums have operators. It's very difficult to play these angles. If Peralta manages to find those headshots, come on, give him another one. Unfortunately, no 3K for Peralta, but Interfectors take the 5th round. quite tricky for the vacuums. I'm actually not sure how they'll respond to this. You really do want some agents that are able to give you a bit of security, like a Killjoy with a turret going down the tube. Gumball finds Peralta's shoulders. Dusty getting into a knife fight with the oh. Yeah, it's a bit too much for him. Then he managed to flash off. Oh, and a nice flick. Ryan gets the trade. That's a 3v4 retake with operators. Gumball, essentially one shot.
Finish.
Skill does find one back. Peralta not able to get that headshot. Will throw a flash. But with so much stall utility available, I don't see Vacuums finding a way out of
Last player standing. Thrifty.
And, well, yes, they get thrifty because everyone has an operator.
Here.
I think my solution for this, what I'd like to see Vacuums do, is they should be fighting a bit more for the space on mid, because the rotates are very, very labored, and only being able to contest through this tiny choke. Forgive me, I forgot what this was called. B tunnel, right? It's been such a long time since I played Breeze. But only retaking through B tunnel is going to be quite difficult. You ideally want to see a multi-way retake. Flash doesn't manage to scan anyone. Tenny Cool activates the Null command. Oh, but Ryan just shoots him from behind. Oh, Peralta, no, please, Peralta!
Spike down A.
Not the disrespect. But they should know where Dusty is. Surprised that wasn't actually a headshot.
Last player standing.
Or a stun.
Spike planted.
The spike will now finally get planted. It's all up to Dusty. Oh, but the legs. Okay. Yeah. Now it just turns into a straight up knife fight. Dodges the stun. This could be his chance. Dusty, go take it. But the knives, they're all missing.
Thrifty.
No, Peralta. I've just witnessed
They'll know what hit them.
a massacre right there. If I saw that right, someone was suggesting a knife fight mid. And all the rest of the players are saying no. Remember, this is not a knife show match. This is a sniper show match with all flashing agents. The dimensional drift is available. Ryan. Tenny Cool, not quite aware.
I've
And what a
got your
flick by
trail.
Ryan, wow. Very nice.
Spike
Oh, but
planted.
Dusty not aware it at all. Ryan's having a field day with the vacuums right now.
Last player standing.
Dox kill, all by himself, with an operator. Reminiscent of a normal game, and Artemis trying to go for a 360 no scope. And no mercy shall be given. Even throws the operator off the side of the pier. I guess this does provide a lot of food for thought, though, because initially I thought the operator was going to be a very strong weapon, and that the Marshal will only provide some marginal benefits due to its more niche capabilities. But it's actually turning out to be extremely powerful against operators. In the head-to-head, I mean, it does shoot faster, allows you to go for follow-up shots.
over! You're
It's not
dead!
quite as punishing.
Who's next?
And obviously it's better at closer range to hit fire. Gumball will have to retreat. Toxic Gale finds one. They're not able to clear out the site. Toxic Gale throws a flash just to save his own life. on the Edgenator.
You are powerless.
Again, that close range Marshal fight. Definitely on the flank again. Not quite able to find the shot. Now a 3 versus 3 retake. Technical finds the one as Edgenator gets a bit greedy on that jump peek. And Ryan just gonna hip fire straight through. Carrot has a chance here. Doesn't hold.
Last player standing.
Dusty's now forced to. Well, he's forced into the ground. He's dead. I hope Awesome Carrot does not use the save.
One enemy remaining.
Okay. Gets a consolation prize, but vacuums are still down 1-8 now.
Thrifty.
Really does feel like the vacuums don't quite have an answer to this. Kind of scratching their heads right now. But with 3 ultimates to their name, 3 pretty big ultimates for the retake actually. This could be the round that they need. Awesome Carrot's just gonna get a lot of information, a lot of footsteps. The wall comes up and there's nothing to really test, and now Awesome Carrot is gonna spend the next 5 seconds of the next flash. Dusty not quite aware. It's an absolute bloodbath against the vacuums. The Seekers are a bit too little, too late.
Knocked him.
Ducks get wolf fine. Cross.
Last player standing.
But that thought could have gotten me the way. Jump ball. Oh, we've seen this before. No. I suppose this is the only way you could maybe win this round, but well, waste of my opinion. This is a bit more of a decisive half, even compared to the last game where vacuums were up 2-10. We'll have to see if they can at least get one more round on the board. Settle the score.
Try not to die.
Looks like vacuums aren't gonna get the read. Bit more of a slow round coming out from Interfectors. And Edgenator just tries to go for a knife against an operator. I mean, at such extremely close ranges, Gumball still managed to find that.
Watch your eyes.
Oh,
Spike planted.
the operator Marshal head-to-head is not, still not ideal. Still an operator, still a one shot.
Player standing.
Let's get seen. Now, like I was saying, vacuums might get this one round.
Hard enough, girly.
Burt Marshmallow kind of stuck between two places, but the operators are just gonna overwhelm him. And finally, vacuums find the round, or the second round. I mean. You know,
Last
for
round in the
hope for a
half.
9-3 half, but honestly, I think Interfectors want to pay back that 2-10. As the players exchange just a little bit of banter. One more round to go. And now, while I do appreciate Dusty's flanking, he's got to be alive to use the Rolling Thunder, right? I don't think I've seen a Rolling Thunder just yet coming out of Dusty.
I've got your trail.
Reed is just kind of all over the place. Edgenator! Oh no! What were you doing? What were you doing? No! Oh no, Dusty! The Rolling Thunder is gone now. That's the round, and Edgenator is going to try to turn this around. Still somehow alive. Now gets killed. Now Gumball finds burnt marshmallow. Peralta just gonna settle for a flash. Ryan finds Gumball. And both members of the vacuums are just kind of stuck in attacker spawn. Now a 2 versus 2, but they've got a lot of ground to cover.
One enemy remaining.
But Artemis will find the 1, and I think this seals the vacuum's fate. Carrot's just gonna do a bit of scoping in.
Last
Admiring
player
Sarah.
standing. Thrifty. Switching sides.
Feels like deja vu, a 2-10,
You
huh?
not ready for a light show?
Now, to be fair, I believe Awesome Carrot is quite new to the game, and if my information is correct, he's just downloaded this game for the second time after playing about an hour of Valorant in his entire life. So, if he makes a couple of questionable decisions, it's I guess he could
I'll
explain it.
cut through.
Now vacuums. Gonna have to pull out a real EDG gaming here. Attacking with the operator. Not gonna be easy. Ryan trying to trade shots.
Flash!
Trades come in favor of the vacuum.
Going up.
Blinded.
The flash will ring out mid. Gumball forced to back up a little bit, but the angle is held. Oh, Gumball, come on. Gets another. Ryan left all alone. Stare it down by the operator. Honestly, if vacuums have any hope of winning this, that's the round they needed. Because that means they are 2 rounds away from ending the first game the same way. But I'm sort of liking this idea though. Sending operators down to long, narrow corridor against a Marshal, you know, really emphasizing that advantage is. Oh, the flash comes out and Tenny cool finds Ryan. Peralta now forced to just run away for his life. The Marshals are doing some work. Artemis is gonna go from here and Toxicale. Pull out the old jump shot. Oh. Edge. Missing the close range shots. Needs to just survive here, try to find 1.
Spike down.
Oh no, it's looking like a mess.
Thrifty.
Oh, the movement though.
I'll crab walk next
I can't
time.
tell if that was the
Make
movement.
it
of the
easier
game.
for ya.
We'll call it Justy's movement. I think Interfectors might be adjusting quite quickly now. Even though they did get overwhelmed on the tube, going out into those open areas is where the ops struggle.
Time to jump.
Edgenator will send the knife out, won't scan anything. But all 5 players are here, they're not ready!
Surprise.
Hello? The comms. I think was just gonna
Spike
get
down.
rid
Attacker
of the
spawn. One enemy remaining.
Interfector's out for blood. Toxicale completely unaware. Finds 1 and flash. Oh no, this is just perma flash. And another flash. The man's blind, please. Edgenator just decides to end it.
Match point.
Toxic kill was just I think that was 3 full blinds right there. The breach flash, then the KO nade bounces in front of him, and then the Phoenix flash.
Hawk out.
Alright, looks like vacuums are doing something a little bit different now.
I've got your
Going straight
trail.
up middle here. Artemis, the running back ready. The ball does go up to maybe provide a little bit of momentary cover, but Artemis is blind, but it's the running back. Actually, where did that? Toxico finds one. Isn't quite ready for Artemis. Now a 3v3 situation. Gumball has the spike. Needs to get it planted though in order to win. Brian in that opportunity. Your clone comes
Last
out.
player standing.
Well, finds one. And I think Peralta missed that.
Spike planted.
Take the phone.
Ooh, but a nice shot. Will he be able to find one more? Gumball. Not quite aware. Dusty. Dusty, please. Oh, I think Peralta's just holding out for hope.
Time to take these arms.
And a very familiar round plan. Or round order, I mean. One more and it'll be a 5-12. And if the Interfactors win the next one, it'll be a 5-13, the same scoreline. I think that mid play worked out quite well though, because well, I think the Interfactors weren't quite holding it properly. Didn't expect, you know, the whole team to be up there. And now they're just going to be doing the same thing again while Toxic Hill holds the back line, but not quite aware. Artemis on the very fast flank. It's Tenny Cool trapped with the spike on middle. And this, oh, this looks dire. Looks like the vacuums won't even make it to 5. Toxic Hill.
Last player standing.
Awesome carry just gets singled out. Now Toxic Hill in a 1 versus 5 situation with the operator.
Thrifty. Defenders win.
Vacuum. Well, that has been Breeze with 10 flashing characters and operators and marshals. So, I mean, maybe not quite the scoreline that the vacuums were looking for, but still well played, GG's, and a fun match to watch for sure. I think definitely the operator, while it is a very powerful weapon against things like rifles and SMGs and shotguns, it's maybe a bit outclassed by the Marshal, if we're being honest, just because of the fact that the Marshal is not as punishing, right? If you treat the Marshal like an operator, then yeah, the Marshal is going to be a bit lacking. But if you treat the Marshal like a Marshal, then I think you have room for a lot of different kinds of play. And that teaches us a lot about how, you know, Valorant is a very dynamic game, very fun game. It's not quite like other games where there's just a set in stone thing where every gun has to do. There's a small niche that every gun can occupy. So we hope you enjoyed that for sure. Besides that, we're going to be getting into our next game in just a few moments here. That's going to be, I believe, Lotus. Mhm. Hello, everyone. Welcome back again to the NIQ OCE show match. We're now down to our final game of the evening. So this will be a match between the vacuums and the interfactors on Lotus. So the way that this is going to work is that this is going to be a bit more traditional. The teams will still have infinite credits. However, the vacuums will be allowed to use any of the weapons they want, while the interfactors are going to be forced down to 1600 credits or lower for their primary weapon. I believe they may GA no secondaries, but I'm not quite sure. They're still working that out. But it's going to be interesting to watch because this is going to be the most normal, so to speak, of the games we've had so far, because Lotus, I think, is a map you're going to get very punished on if you don't have at least some variety of weapons. It's very easy to get overwhelmed if you don't have certain kinds of weapons. But right, so now we're gonna go straight into the agent select, and I believe. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is that they all have to run Sentinels, I believe, or have they changed that as well? Yes, it should be Sentinels only. I had a bit of a brain fart because I thought there were only 4 Sentinels, but then I forgot there were a couple more. Deadlock is currently in the game, so shouldn't be a problem. Looks like the vacuums will have everything almost ready. There we go. Alright, looks like we're gonna get right into it. Now the Interfectors are going to be on the defense. I'm not quite sure how that'll pan out, actually. For now, I want to think that Lotus is somewhat evenly balanced in terms of attack and defense. But the weapon disadvantage, it is kind of a clear disadvantage since now the vacuums what they can use.
Placing swamp grenade.
Alta's just going to take quite a bit of damage there. Gumball comparatively only taking a little bit, but Sage is there to heal up.
Placing swamp grenade.
For now, it looks like a standstill. Initiator, I think, just barely managed to see the tip of the gun there. Oh, a toxic kill just gets timing.
Spike down.
Initiator will find one. Dusty finds a trade, but then Ryan will find. In fact, Milf here. Oh, with a nice little, double tap. But on 18 HP, this is going to be very difficult. Agitator is also low. Needs to use the element of surprise to his advantage. Gumball has managed to pass through the choke, but Dusty completely unaware. Taken down, and Orion finds Gumball. And a great first round for Interfactors here. Despite the weapon disadvantage, they're still able to isolate these fights at the ranges that they're really comfortable with, using the chamber to take on some of those longer range fights before falling back and letting the rest of the team just kind of close in. And I like this three-way setup on A. All three players are being patient. They can play off of each other, but now it looks like vacuums are just going to go for a B rush. Dusty kind of overstepping it a bit there. Marshal just needs to be a little bit careful here. The wall is still available. Okay. Great trade.
Placing swamp grenade.
Now Tentacle has seen
Spike
something
planted.
coming out of it. But Ryan still has a toxic kill.
My camera.
Tentacle just needs to play it real safe right now. Ryan is somewhat low.
Enemy remaining.
And then both players just get taken down instantly.
Oh, no, you don't deserve my invention.
And I would say the vacuums were somewhat favored in those fights. The range advantage wasn't too big of a factor. At that range, the Spectre is a bit hit or miss. But Interfactors are making pretty good go of it.
Placing alarm bot. Placing swamp grenade. Placing swamp grenade. Placing swamp grenade.
Quite diverse. We've got two Odins coming out on the side of vacuums. Dusty with an operator. To be fair, given his performance on the last map, I'm not quite sure I trust the operator pick. And Burt Marshmallow with a good trade against Toxic Kale there.
That's fun.
Ball reloading an Odin in a very precarious situation here.
Last
Prove
player
a bit too
standing.
much. I think Artemis and Peralta have just lined up there. Now it's all up to Ryan.
Spike
Is he
planted.
aware someone could be lurking? He is. Sees him with the camera. But Dusty, maybe not aware that he's around the corner. This is actually quite winnable. MILF is low. Gumball is on such a rough angle. Oh, but he's come quite close. Okay, MILF is just gonna have a nice time. Yeah, with this infinite credit, it's gonna be a bit gonna be difficult. But I think if Interfactors are able to isolate the fights that they need to and not overstep over phase, they should be all right. Artemis deploys the wall immediately.
That works.
Sound
Now the
sensor.
kid's gonna start. Artemis armed with only a Marshal and a Sheriff. What can he do? Nothing against the Odins.
My ultimate is not ready. What
Yeah,
will
I mean,
it
the
do?
Odin is just
Have any
the
patterns?
destroyer of low buys. It's very easy to just kind of stroll up and start shooting. We are going to see a little bit of a different buy now. Artemis armed with a Ares instead. And I think that could be what they need. Just to provide a bit of suppressing fire, but he's not going to be in the right spot. Vacuums are just grouping up for an A hit here. As Dusty slices the pie with an operator. Peralta manages to find the tag. First trouble. It's not terrible. Good.
Placing swarm
Yeah, but
grenade.
that Odin's very scary.
Swarm grenade out.
Oh, that's a nice tripwire, though. Dusty finds one back. Now Peralta needs to land a great shot out to
Spike down
Gumball.
A.
Artemis kind of tickling.
That's three.
Player
Oh,
standing.
but I don't think he was ready for that. Peralta with the ace! In the background! What was happening there? Just finds two out of nowhere. I think Peralta's gonna be very happy with himself with that one. I mean, the Vacuums had all the advantages there. Had two Odins, had an operator, and a rifle.
A gift.
Now it's up to Peralta all over again. Try and find some value, but Dusty holding the angle with the operator. I believe Peralta didn't use the operator yet. Or his tour de force. Yeah.
Throwing net.
We should have one more round for it.
Sound
Artemis
sensor
kind of stuck here though.
out. Sensor trip.
It's only a classic?
Spike
Quite
planted.
realize that. Now Ryan not aware that someone could be on his left.
Standing.
The Vacuum's overwhelmed. Interfactors.
Sage killed. My ultimate is ready.
Agitator will find one. So the rest of the team is here.
Variable remove. My territory. My rules.
Doesn't see Toxic Hell in the hiding behind the box though. I like what Interfactors are doing right now. They do want to lock down those fights that are easy for them. But I like to see a bit more pressure coming out of B. Because rotating from C is still probably the best option you have if you're a side anchor like Killjoy. But it takes just a little bit too long, and B offers you relatively similar value. We'll have to see as Vacuums are going for another A hit. Both sniper shots will miss. here. Maybe the sage wall isn't quite what they need. Okay, and then Gumball is able to get that one. Managed to get out for free. The res is available. That's back up to a 4v5.
You want to play? Let's play.
As the vacuums run into the Edgenator set up here. Will he be ready? Lockdown comes out. And we'll force the vacuums to respect it. He manages to actually lock off 2 players there. Vacuums are a bit fractured. Peralta just barely misses the timing onto Gumball.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds remain.
Spike down. C.
Peralta not aware of Gumball. And now the B side is cracked wide open. Are they still going to go for C though? Only 20 seconds remaining.
Tripwire destroyed.
As Technical forced to weigh his options, they will lose this round if they don't get the plant down. The door opens, and it's a mad dash onto B. And Ryan just needs to get onto the B side.
Planted the spike. My ultimate is ready.
Spike planted. Edgenator just kind of running around. Kind of running gun. The Gumball finds a third.
Enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Or Marshmallow will find one. Slowed by the trademark. No utility to his name. Forced to take this 1v1 duel against Gumball. Gumball misses the tour de force shot. But does he expect him to be running up? He does, but no bullets! And Marshmallow with the clutch! Wow! What? I mean, the guts to just run up against the chamber. I mean, Marshmallow was only 2 shots away from death. I don't think Gumball realized how much ammo was left in his gun. That is a soul-crushing round for the vacuums.
Turret out.
Maybe because of that, we're going to see a bit of a pace
That's
change.
a good spot.
As 3 vacuums run up into B. Dusty will
You
take
should run.
quite a hefty bit of damage. The lockdown comes out. Chamber is holding his ground. Peralta just waiting for one shot. And he finds it, rips off Gumball's head. And the lockdown will do comparatively little. Artemis coming from the flank.
Them in. Oh. Terminated.
The ultimate.
I got this fight.
One enemy remaining.
Technical is just
I
going to
know
wreak havoc
exactly where you are.
on the back line. Now Artemis, position revealed.
Spike planted.
Nothing to his name but a sheriff. And a judge. Wait, did he have a judge? Oh no, Technical had a judge. Oh, he did have a judge. I thought the agreement was 1,600 credits or lower, but maybe not, as Doxicale would call that out. But now 4 apiece for the vacuums and the interfactors. And I'm not quite sure I like this setup though. Again, leaving B a bit breezy.
Enemy down.
2 anchors, but Ryan's just gonna get a pick right there.
Cage triggered.
Very wise, just holding his ground there with the Spectre. Bit of a weapon to switch. Amplify mill. That Sage Wall is just gonna be shredded like paper because the Odins. Ryan is kind of left in a very bad spot.
Here.
Ooh, Artemis.
No escape. Listening.
There's just both waiting here. Oh, he stuns himself though. Oh, that's real unlucky.
Placing swarm grenade.
Last player standing.
Gumball's just gonna run through with the Odin there.
Couple. Careful.
I think Gumball caught on 2 tripwires there. At the very least, though, I am glad that the vacuums aren't just going for the traditional 5 rifle buy, and they do have quite a lot of extra weaponry. Actually, only opting for 2 rifles. Dusty's just gonna win the head-to-head against the Marshmallow guy. Marshmallow man, as you would say. I'm liking this aggression, actually, from Tenny Cool. But then Peralta just getting shot in the back by Toxikill as he looks up.
Spike planted.
Artemis not quite aware.
No escape.
And against 5 Sentinels, it feels like their factors are just locked completely out of the sight. I guess this is what
Last player
that's quite
standing.
useful for. I mean, it just feels so difficult to make it back into the sight. Peralta not quite ready for Tenny Cool, running into him with the gun.
Will they try the same old tricks?
Well, I think the economy does play a significant part in how the round plays out. I do think that it's actually the agent selection that matters quite a lot here. Okay, Peralta's just gonna get some free damage. That's great. But yeah, like I was saying, I mean, it's easy to get overwhelmed by Sentinel utility when enemies are pushing into you.
Kill.
Then trying to retake is an absolute nightmare. But MILF is going to be there just to res.
Recalling my boss.
Bring their numbers up a little bit.
Placing swarm
It's a 5v4 retake. Hopefully the numbers advantage is going to be a bit
Spike planted.
more advantageous for them. The trade comes out, and that's not what you want to see. A 4v3 now. Makes holding onto the side just a bit more difficult. But Ryan is standing right around the corner, doesn't see him. Now 2 kills go in the favor of the vacuums.
healing you.
Edgenator just stuck behind this wall, not quite
Player
aware.
standing.
As Toxikill finds one more. Peralta will find another, but that's the 7th on the board for the vacuums.
Last round before the switch.
We cannot keep our goods after this. Spend all.
And if I'm one of the Interfectors right now, I really want this 5th round. Because knowing that it's the same composition with the same tricks and the same advantages, it's going to be very difficult to get into the site. And playing for the retake, while it does feel very impressive,
You want to
I
play?
still want to
Let's
be
play.
getting as many rounds on the defense as I can. The Molly takes out another Molly. Edgenator does get a lockdown. Isn't able to
I
find
know
one
exactly.
though. Tenny Cool should be able to get
I don't think so.
some kills here. But 2 members of the vacuum's very low. Okay, Tenny Cool will get healed up. And MILF is
Throwing
extremely
nets.
low.
Last player standing.
I don't believe the chamber teleport anchor can be placed on a Sage Wall. Ah, and that's just unlucky. Artemis getting running into the judge.
Switching sides.
And now the half that really matters. With the weapon disadvantage, pushing into the enemies is going to be... Well, it's not going to be favorable, I would think. Against things like operators, vandals, phantoms, judges, and Odins, they've got everything. So I think it really will come down to maybe the ultimate advantage even. Probably thinking, you know, farming up the lockdown or the Deadlock's new ultimate ability.
Sentry.
And I believe they have just GA'd on the spot that they're allowed to use bulldogs, so that makes it a bit easier. And it looks like those bulldogs will come in very handy. Dusty's on the flank with the judge. Peralta ready for it.
Spike planted.
Septic Gumball and MILF. Time's ticking down slowly. Ryan in the corner.
They found my trap.
Didn't know where they are. On bot. She feels the position now. Interfactors, get the one round.
bullet per enemy. That should be enough, yes?
Yeah, I'd say the rules of this show match are very free form, so to speak.
Turret out.
Now, Interfactors get a bit of a bonus, and MILF with the questionable
Camera
P.
taken out. Cage trigger.
Dusty's already in
Spike
a
down
lobby
A.
with a wall ready to just block off the spike from the rest of the team. Marshal just holding the angle.
Scratch one.
Odin. Trade will fly out now. Looks like the tides have really turned.
Barrier deployed. Finished.
Oxkill will find one back. Now a 2v2 situation. Both vacuums will regroup. It's a good sign. I want to take these fights together.
Listening.
Artemis has to get the spike down soon, or else he's going to give a lot of time.
Sound sensor up.
That should confirm it.
Spike planted.
Door opens. Gumball will be able to
One enemy
another
remaining.
point. The Toxicale maybe peeking a little bit too early there. And suddenly the Bulldog buy is really paying dividends. I mean, as I was saying before, the challenge of attack is with the lower buys. On defense, enemies have to push you, so it's not as much of a problem.
Turret out.
Oh, but 5 Odins coming from the vacuums? I think they've had enough. Oh, and that is just paper-mache. Peralta finds one, though. Gumball is somewhat low for his trouble. And Equal will find another. Two players going towards rubble. Marshmallow needs to find
Last
one.
player standing. Spike down
And
A.
Odin. Oh, it's just brutal. Peralta not quite able to find. And it looks like the 5 Odin buy is not going to change anytime soon. On a map like Lotus, though, Odin is actually a very underrated weapon. Now, I know the Odin's just very powerful in a straight-up gunfight, but there's a lot of walls in Lotus that people aren't quite aware that you can wallbang. Now, it's any cool, we'll find two on the camera.
A gift.
Knows that they're playing a bit slower. Oh, but pay attention to Dusty, really pushing the bounds here. Sees the turret, destroys the alarm bot, but is now caught in a very bad position. I'm just wondering... Originator was gonna swing there. That could have been a kill. We'll find one. Then Brett Marshal finds another. Artemis not quite ready. Tennyson.
Spike down. C.
Gumball just comes to the board again. Healing isn't gonna do much in the face of an Odin. Edgenator just gets caught up by Gumball. A 2v2 situation.
Last player standing.
Ryan has to pick up the spike. Cage will go down soon. Needs to take this fight. Oh, but lands the headshot, but not the body shot to follow up.
If they try something, I'll see it.
Gumball's absolutely ripping through the Interfactors. 27 kills to his name. It's looking dire. I mean, the Bulldogs seem to have helped, but maybe it's time to start pulling out some specialty weapons to try and get that edge. Hello, Marshmallow with a... I believe Marshmallow has a Vandal. Yes. And okay, throws it away. At least following the new move, no? Oh, but that could have been it. Doesn't need a Vandal. I mean, the utility combo's enough. Just kind of losing a bit of focus there. Gumball's just using the full extent of this Odin as much as possible. Peralta and Ryan, the two top ranks of their team, left alone to
Enemy
something.
remaining. Spike down. Attacker
Gumball is
spawn.
just too good with that Odin.
Do better.
I'll have to find one. Now, Gumball's low. If he's able to take down Toxicale, he has a very good chance of winning this. 5 bullets left. Doesn't quite see.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, does get Gumball, but Toxicale also swings out. Now 6-11. Interfactors down real bad.
Turn out.
Just feels like they need a
Placing swarm
pace
grenade.
change. They need something to
Placing
break
swarm
through
grenade.
this
Placing alarm bomb.
Odin oppression that
Quick peeks
Gumball has
now.
been wreaking upon them for the past, like, I think it was
You want
5
to
rounds.
play? Let's play.
Oh, but Gumball getting a bit too close, biting off a bit more than he could chew.
Throwing net.
Still staring down 3 people. Nice shot from Toxicale, but does get traded out.
I
Ball
know
finds
exactly.
one.
Last player
Tour de
standing.
force, and Edgenator just sprays through the cage.
Spike planted.
I'll tell you, that's a real fact moment right there for the old heads. Ryan will just clean up. Maybe that was the pace change they needed. Just rushing on to see that. But that wouldn't have really happened if Gumball didn't overstep, overface, and just get a bit greedy on C Mound there. But now he's playing in a more secure position, a bit more of a favorable spot for him. There aren't any flashes that can push him off, and so Interfactors are really going to have to rely on good positioning, just being diligent with their utility. And while Sentinels don't have that much utility, they still have some. Wolf gonna lodge himself into the corner here. Dusty rips off Artemis' head. Wolf kind of having a bit of a moment there. Dusty will find one gumball on the flank with the Odin.
Cage trigger.
It's very difficult. Now, Ryan should know someone's coming out the flank.
One enemy remaining.
Cool judge.
Down A.
I am sorry. We could not work.
And it's just so much to deal with.
Match point.
Interfactors are now staring down. Match in series point for the NIQ OCE show match. And I'm sure they are very skilled, but maybe this economic limitation is just a bit too much for them. I am seeing 4 rifles though, so maybe a bit of a rule break there. I'm not sure I can endorse this.
You should run.
Back MILF now has a bulldog.
Spike down C.
That's a good spot. Destroyed.
That Odin.
Cage trigger.
My territory, my group. I have them now.
Those wires. Kenny cool. Kind of special.
Your story ends here.
The Interfactors now with the economic equality, I guess you could say, are starting to do work.
Last player standing.
And Dusty unable to do anything with the operator.
Okay, which gun to pick this time?
And I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's happened. They've suddenly got rifles on their side. This reminds me of like one of those situations in like a movie or TV show where the enemy team just starts cheating all of a sudden because they're losing.
Eyes off.
Okay, they're back to Bulldogs. They get 1 round and they're back to Bulldogs. They just needed the 1, you know? Now Mill, very risky jump peek. I'm not sure what he's doing. Won't matter. Dusty finds
Spike
one
down
back, but then
A.
Artemis gets Dusty. Deadlock for Deadlock Kid. Now Tenny Cool left alone with the judge. Is just gonna manage to back off.
Initiated.
No escape.
Vacuums will be able to launch a lockdown. Edgenator maybe not able to get on time. No. 0 players attained, so Interfactors will be okay. Toxic Kill with a nice shot though. Very dangerous situation. 2v1. Toxic Kill against the world. Doesn't find Peralta. And now we're on 9-12. This could be the first overtime. The first overtime series we get. Or the first overtime map we get in the series, rather. I'm just a bit amused though. The 1 round where 4 of the players just pulled out a rifle and now the vacuums are kind of in check now. They're like, okay. I'm gonna start seeing these Interfactors just push up. Artemis is gonna farm the orb. That ultimate could be the one thing that they need. Toxic Kill will find 2. They're not watching the band. Finds 3. This is his chance. Finds the 4th.
Spike down C.
No, Toxic Kill for the ace. No, isn't able to get it.
Cage is ready.
But Ryan gets cocooned, and that's game. That is the NIQ OCE show match. Won
Defenders
by the
win.
vacuums. And what a series that was. Everything from shotgun rushdowns to random gentlemen's agreements, changing the rules of the game on the fly to almost the second ace series on the map. All right, so I mean, well, first off, just want to congratulate the Vacuums for winning that. They had a very hard fought game. The second map was not looking too much in their favor. Um, I mean, just a fun game to watch, and we hope you guys had a great time. It was just a little bit fun to watch that, though. I mean, Lotus being one of the closest things we've had to a normal game was just pleasure to watch. I mean, on defense, when you have the economic disadvantage, like I said before, it's not something that you have to worry too much about because enemies have to push into you, and they had the Interfectors had some success when they were pushing up, but then when it came to attack, it just became so difficult. Even though they were able to pull Bulldogs into the game, but the one really decisive round that they were able to win was one of the times that they had a random cheat forced by with the Vandals. So, I mean, I think all the predictions we made have been accurate, but once again, congrats to the Vacuums for winning that show match, and we're so glad to have all you guys here. We hope you had a great time watching the series.